Hello everyone, this is The Voice, and I'm gonna talk about something very personal. It is my thoughts about Resident Evil 7 and Capcom. This is going to be personal opinion, so don't get offended or think that I'm saying stuff that is completely wrong or I'm being prejudiced against the Resident Evil 7 or that I shouldn't talk about the game before I play it and such and such and such. I'll just be talking and sharing my feelings because at first I wrote a script and I started recording according to the script for it was because I was gonna make a Resident Evil 7 video, but then I stopped. I couldn't. I needed to speak from my heart without any scripts, without controlling my feelings and my emotions towards this amazing franchise that is Resident Evil 7 and this stupid company Capcom. I actually hate them. Capcom made the sequel for the Resident Evil games, Resident Evil 7. And I'll tell you it is a sequel. Some people say, oh, it's a reboot and stuff, but no, it is not a reboot. If it's a reboot, it wouldn't have number 7 in the title. And when they are having a game that has a number in the title, it has to connect with the older games. And at least not in the story, but in the gameplay, in the feel, in the whole environment and feel of the game. Now they made a game that is completely different from story, from visual representation, from gameplay aspects, from everything. A game that is completely new, so they can attract the new audience, the audience who likes Outlast and Amnesia and made these games successful and who are buying these games. But Capcom, if you put a number on the title, it means it has to follow the older games, and it means that you also have to cater to the old audience who liked all the older games, whether the games were good or bad. These games had fans. And I'm gonna speak about myself and my experience. The only game that I haven't played from Resident Evil is Resident Evil 1, believe it or not. But when it came out, I didn't have a PC or PlayStation 1. But Resident Evil 2, when it came out, I had a PC. And I was able to play Resident Evil 2 and 3 at the time when they came out. So I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil 2 and 3. Later on, there was a big break between 3 and 4, and but I was able at the end to play Resident Evil 4, and I loved it. Played Resident Evil 5, and I fell in love with Resident Evil franchise all over again. And I played Resident Evil 6, and I loved it also. It wasn't a good story. The whole structure of the game wasn't that good, mainly because of the story and characters' interactions. But I loved the game. I loved the gameplay, believe it or not. Not the gameplay, but I loved the controls. How you were able to control the characters. That's why I loved the mercenaries the most in that game. Because there the controls and the gameplay shines, in my opinion. So, I am an old Resident Evil fan and a new Resident Evil fan. I loved all their games and I play them now and then when I have the opportunity. So when they make Resident Evil 7, they are not making it for me. I feel so insulted that they are making a game called Resident Evil 7. I'm supposed to be able to look forward for it and be able to be excited about it, but it is not made for me. This is not my type of game. They always say Resident Evil franchise is horror and survival horror, but for me it is not. It is about the characters, about the atmosphere, about the gameplay, being able to see your character while you are playing. And Resident Evil 7, you are not able to see your character, and this is a big issue for me because I don't like first-person games at all. I only like third-person games, so they are taking me out of the equation and are ignoring me as a fan, and they are looking for a new fan base for their game, so I feel like left out and I feel very insulted, and that makes me angry. Because I never, if I can, I'll never play a horror game ever in my life if I am able. This is not my style of game. I don't like horror games. I don't like Outlast. I don't like Amnesia. I hate, like, if I try to play them, I'll freak out and get scared right away. So this is not my kind of gameplay. So this is, yeah, the issue. I feel left out and insulted, and I feel so angry that I'll not be able to play Resident Evil 7 because it is not the game that I was looking forward to. Also, one of the things I really hate about Capcom is that they think, and the people think, the Resident Evil games are the first games in the survivor horror genre. They are the origins of the horror genre and stuff. But what they don't know is Capcom never made anything. They are not like the origins of survivor horror games. Resident Evil is not the origin, because before it there was Alone in the Dark that came in '92. This is the game that was the origin of survivor horror. This is the game that had fixed camera angles and rendered backgrounds, and you are able also to see your character moving. And Resident Evil not ripped off the idea, but took the same idea and built on it and made it better. So it is not like plagiarism, but they shouldn't take the credit for making the first survival horror game. They just took the idea and improved on it, and good for them and good for us to be able to play these amazing games. But no, Capcom are not innovative, and they don't deserve the praise. Resident Evil 4 was one of the first games who made the third-person shooters popular. It was one of the first games who popularized the third-person shooters. But that was because the creator of the game, or the writer, Shinji Mikami, was one of the people who created this and made Resident Evil 4 what it is right now, a legendary game. But for some reason he was kicked out or something. He stopped working for Capcom, and they made an inferior game, Resident Evil 5. But I don't think Resident Evil 5 that inferior compared to 4. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the co-op in it. It was a great game in my opinion. Resident Evil 6 was an attempt to make the Resident Evil franchise a game that everyone can play. The story was boring and wasn't well constructed. The gameplay was boring because they tried to put car chases, they tried to put even at one point you fly a helicopter, or you fly an airplane. It was like all over the place. It wasn't focused because they wanted to satisfy everyone, and in the end they didn't satisfy anyone. But in the end it is a Resident Evil game, and it had it had the Resident Evil feel. So I don't really hate Resident Evil 6 that much. So we come to Resident Evil 7. I look at it and I only see a horror game that has nothing to do with Resident Evil at all. It angers me, it makes me frustrated, and I will not be buying it. You can say that I am prejudiced against it. I can't judge the game without playing it, but this is not my kind of gameplay. This is not what I signed up for when I want to play a Resident Evil game. I want to enjoy the story, enjoy the character, enjoy awesome gameplay, enjoy killing zombies. I don't want to be afraid, I don't want to be terrified. That is not why I play Resident Evil games. So I'll just go and watch my favorite YouTuber play it and get the experience from my favorite YouTuber and judge the game like that. Because Yeah, it is not my game, and I don't want to give Capcom any money. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and share your opinion down there in the comments below because I want to hear your opinion as well. Thank you for watching and taking the time to watch this video, and bye, and I will see you soon.